Alright, so AA, NA sponsors. I don't know if this is also AA, but definitely I noticed it with NA, Narcotics Anonymous. As soon as I got involved with these people, I'm liking the idea that, hey, the rule is you have an association with people who are not using. The biggest problem in my life with regard to not having transparency has been the people who are using. I got involved with people who were, drinking alcohol, smoking weed, just some minor stuff, but it's still very vicious and violent crimes that these people are committing when they're using, even when they're not using. Anyway. So the sponsors, if you look at the basic text, I'm a published author. Okay, there's a book called "Waking Up Dead People." It is the manual, one of the two manuals out there that you're gonna find. The other book is very good too. It's called it's not me. It's called the manual for raising the dead or something like that. Raise the dead. The dead raising team, I think. Yeah. So there's only a few other people who are really into raising the dead, like Curry Blake. He's out in Colorado somewhere. Curryblake. Took over the ministry of John G. Lake, a very famous man who was born in 1870, died in 1935. Was it 25 or 35? 35 seems more reasonable. So the basic text is like the Bible for the NA people, and I mentioned the waking up dead people because it's a book whereby I'm a co-author. There were two different people, and you can see the differences between me and Mr. David Evanson, whereby we're the two authors on the book. Same with the book, The Basic Text. Now you can see where people added stuff to the basic text, and now they're on the sixth edition, not the seventh. No, they're gonna be moving on to the seventh pretty soon, I guess. So the sixth edition is what they're on to right now. I'm saying this because the stuff that was added, I can see right through it. What was added to it? Sponsorship. I don't know when that was added. Maybe the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Who knows? But the reality is, they got into this whole sponsorship thing, and they got an information pamphlet. They call it IP, information pamphlet. Look, I have no pamphlets added to my books. Why? Because everything I wanted and needed to be in the books, including what I had with the man named David Evanson, whereby we put all the stuff we needed to put in the books, nothing to add to it. These information pamphlets are like add-ons to the basic text. So, I believe that the basic text is awesome. Okay, this 12 steps are awesome. The 12 traditions are moot. They're irrelevant, because this all comes down to you yourself anyway. I love that these addicts, they call themselves drug users, many of them felons, are looking at getting clean. That's cool. Man, cool. Wow. Congratulations, bitch. You want to get clean. Wow. We're praising people for being clean and keeping the law. Oh my god. So, and that's another thing too. When I'm on that little law thing, think about this. If you got the law, these fucking judges and these hoe-ass motherfucker detectives and parole officers, like using NA or AA, what does that say? A bunch of fucking idiots, losers. I wonder if I can do this here. How does this look? No, I don't like that. I want to be able to get I can bring a table out here next time or something. Gotta update my studio. It's nice. I'm getting that word "they" out of my vocabulary completely. It's very too impersonal, and it's very fraudulent. Materially false and misleading statements are made with the word "they" very easily. So, my heart goes out to these people. I mean, it is nice that they want to get off these drugs. I was just thinking this just now, looking off at the plug outlet out here. For some reason, I started to think of that. Caused me to think of the children who are born into being heroin addicts. They're born that way because the mommy or the daddy was using at the time of intercourse, and then seed, and then of course, obviously, prenatal. So there's children born as potheads. There's children born as sugar addicts. That's a gateway for more narcotics, but NA won't say that. That's because that's a legal drug. It's a legal narcotic. So is cow's milk cheese in this country. It's a hormonal drug and it's a narcotic. NA doesn't see it that way. But going back, these sponsors, the majority, not that many, but there are some that are just whatever. They're getting caught up in this thing of renting out a bed. They do 2 beds to a room sometimes, which those rooms are often smaller than even the 1 bedroom I have here. I have only done a few videos, maybe 1 or at the very least, videos in my bedroom, so it's a very small room, and they're paying like $150 a week, $140 a week, or $150, something like that, and they're claiming to be like a non-profit oftentimes. That's illegal, you hear me? Anybody else? I mean, you got these judges, these parole officers send these kids off to NA meetings, and even the drug courts are saying go to NA meetings, and they get these, and the addicts get these papers signed, papers that are from the court that proof that they sat through an entire meeting. Sometimes they gotta do at least 1 a week or 1 a day or whatever it might be. If you go to meetings, take this seriously, I don't see any reason why no reason at all why you wouldn't be able to get off of drugs and stay off of drugs, remain clean. But it's getting too caught up in the NA system because they have got a movement going on internationally. Obviously, you're not going to see NA in Jakarta, Indonesia, anywhere in Indonesia. 275 million people, more than 1 billion people in China, more than 1 billion people in India. I mean, they wouldn't even know what to do with a drug. Like, what joint? What is this thing? Yeah, Saudi Arabia, no. Iraq, Iran, no way. They don't even do Turkey. Turkey was actually part of an EU study. They were like the lowest of STDs, the lowest of drugs, the lowest of infant mortality rate. Lowest. I mean, in terms like they don't do a whole lot of that at all. There's no records of widespread usage. Here in the USA, we're the highest in everything. STDs. If you haven't seen my other videos, I'll say it again. Drugs in every category, methamphetamines, cannabis, which we're the most impoverished nation in the world, and of course you got amphetamines, that's a cocaine, I think, or something, and then of course heroin, morphine, nicotine, and you become a fiend, right, for your fucking NA. It's a very racketeering, influenced, corrupt organization. Just like I said the other day, today's what, the 15th of November? Yeah. Happy birthday, Kyle. On the Monday was the 14th. That's his birthday. I've got Levi coming up. What's up? It's Friday, baby. Wow, this boy's growing. Which, they play these games, these women in this country. I've accepted and allowed it. That, you know what? Leave it alone. I've done my best to just get a fucking hearing. You got a father here who would love to pay child support to whomever wants it, the state of Ohio or whatever, but I can't even do that. And I'm telling people, just you know what? You're not gonna get anywhere with these people. Just terminate your rights, which you don't have your rights anyway. So what's the difference, right? So this is a little bit of information about what's going on. Why are these people being so big into sponsors? They buy a house super cheap, slightly rehab it, and then throw in, an addict who is woohoo, not all there. Why? Just because I can't believe these judges are even letting these addicts back on the street. I hosted a man here who had just picked up a charge of a felony of possession of cocaine. He pissed it out for the next few weeks, and finally it left the system. But as of now, as of the 1st of November, actually maybe the 2nd November, that's his 1 year. Okay, but these drug courts, only 5% of people make it through that full year who go to drug court. The rest end up using in that time. They end up, drinking alcohol. My situation is much more radically different than the people who go to the NA meetings. I'm gonna, why is God sending me to this thing? Yeah, it's got to be. It's shut down. No more of that. No more NA. No more AA. These people are sick. I just talked to a man last night. He's a big AA guy. He says he's been clean or sober regarding usage of alcohol, and he was giving weed to a man who's doesn't even seem like he's 21 years old. He's giving weed to this man in Leesburg, Florida, to calm him down. But that's just an example right there. That somebody wants to control people. They get into this whole thing wanting to live through that person. It's brutally sick. And same with Boy Scouts of America, Cubs. I was a Cub Scout, Wolf, and then a Bear. That's as high as I got. I didn't get all the way to the top, but I like Boy Scouts of America. I was always safe with regard to. We don't need to get into the crimes that they committed, but in Girl Scouts of America, it's something about these fucking organizations, these groups. Obviously, I gave the example of the churches, more than a decade ago, on my YouTube channel. They're just evil, wicked too. I mean, we don't always know about the stuff that's going on behind closed doors. But yeah, the biggest thing about these sponsors is they get this little addict, put him on a string, and kind of like do what they want with him. I heard one woman, her name is Lisa, and I'm not going to be quiet about this. Last name starts with the letter E. She was talking about more than a year ago when I was involved with those meetings that her sponsor said, "You're going to go get the shot or I'm not going to be your sponsor." What about pro-choice? What about being pro-choice? I mean, let people choose. I don't know if the sun's going to come out or what. It's like a really weird day today. It was cloudy pretty much all day yesterday. And I want to go for a swim. Got to get my 10 laps in, baby. What's up? I'm tempted to make a video of me swimming. I'm excited. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I think we're at 11 minutes. Can I tell? But anyway, these sponsors they're not doing this for the benefit of other people. They're doing it for their own benefit, financial gain. And there are some that are just like, look, I mean, I met one sponsor. I could probably sponsor. I don't know what the rules are. They want at least a year, maybe, I don't know, but I wouldn't want to do it. You know why? I feel like they're going to be focusing too much on us, that bullshit monogamous relationship between sponsor and sponsee. But yeah, this man in Big Island in Hawaii, he specifically told me, he says he wants to find vulnerable addicts and fuck them. He gets their phone number. He's gay, so he can be into that kind of stuff. But other sponsors say, yeah, go after that girl, go after that guy for child support. They love this idea of child support, which is awfully difficult to regulate anymore. But they don't really do that a whole lot in America anymore. It's a crime what these people are doing. But with regard to thinking they're going to get child support dollars from another person, but I don't want to say some things right now. It's just like I think about this stuff, and they're playing behind this whole anonymous thing. If you're gonna play anonymous, in my opinion, you're already guilty. You know. I'm thinking I'm gonna make a video just naming people. There's no excuse to be associated with NA or AA or CA. CA I think is crystal CMA, crystal meth anonymous. And the reason why I've said it, why people have such a desire for their crystal meth or meth, any kind of meth, is because methamphetamines help remove heavy metals from the body. And the body's naturally desiring that stuff. Why do people desire alcohol? Because they are chronically dehydrated. Alcohol is a preservative. And it lets the body go into shock mode. Not sure what we can see back here. See any flowers back there closing up? They close up, and that they're going into preservation mode, survival mode. That's what the body does when it wants alcohol. I think we're at the 16:30 mark. Cool. And then it stores all the just to stay alive. It stores all the water in the roots. Smart plants. And the same with our bodies. You know, people get like LeBron talks about it a lot. How he likes to drink his alcohol, his wine. Man, I've been saying buen dia. Oh, I lost another game last night. What was it? I called out for the Toronto to win in Detroit. What they won, they did win, but they won by 4 points, and the spread was 4.5. So the record this year, games I've been calling out, is 21-11-1. Also, I have been saying buen dia, so buen dias, buenos dias, buen dia, more and more recently. So that's like maybe instinctively getting me ready for another move to the Caribbean, you know. So God, my heart's really going out to these, because a lot of people are indeed going to the NAAA stuff. They seem so convincing that their way is going to get you off of drugs, alcohol, whatever it is, but they're just going to a big trap. I'm thinking about some pizza right now. I just had a egg croissant. And I see, the thing about me is I don't get hungry. I do a lot of intermittent fasting, so I just like to eat all day long, you know. 30.5 inch, I think, waist. Looks really pretty back there with the trees. I'm looking at the patio slider door. So that's really all I'm going to say for now. I'll make some more videos about this. My heart goes out to these people going to churches. Most churches need to be shut down. Thank God for the pandemic, causing these churches not to get dollars, and they're shutting down. They live their life in the dollar system too. It's another thing. It's like they want to be independent, but the reality is the churches, and as well obviously the anonymous groups, hiding behind the dollar. Can't live their life with their own currency, obviously.